Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking to you about Yale Message, communicating to the right audience. I'm going to see by show of hands, who of you has access to Yale Message or has used Yale Message? Okay. Thank you. We appreciate it. Presenting today, my name is Mike Van Eminis. I am the Shared Application Services Manager. We've got Venkat Reddy, Senior Software Engineer, Gloria Hoda, Digital Manager, Alejandro Rodriguez, Project Administrator, and Kim Zaweski, Platform Analyst. Also, but not on stage with our support team, is Dan Powell, as well as Dave DeMichael. In addition to that, we work very closely with the Yale community and OPAC, so I just want to do a special shout out to Andrea and to Victor for all the help that you've given us and continue to give us. So, Yale Message is built on Salesforce Marketing Cloud and is used as a communication channel. We currently support two features, the Email Studio and Journey Builder, but there's way more application to the tool. The two next phases that we will eventually get into are Mobile Studio, which is SMSs, and Social Studio, which incorporates social media. The current footprint with Yale Message, we've got over 200 departments using the tool. We've got about 32 currently in the pipeline that we're working with to get onboarded. In total, 750 users across campus. To date, through May, so just the first 5 months of the year, we've sent out about 75,000 messages, successfully reached 34 million recipients, and we've got about an open rate of 40%, which is great in comparison to where we used to be. We used to be in the low 30% rate. One more little additive, and I forgot to start at the beginning. Yale Message right now, we're in our first year anniversary this month. Yale Message 3 was officially retired in January, but we've been running the Yale Message application for a full year now, and I think things are going extremely well. In the future looks extremely bright for the tool. Up next, Venkat will discuss data sources and integrations.
So I'm going to talk about data today because data is really the backbone of our emails and of our audience. Data can be classified into two categories. The Yale community. Yale community is basically faculty, staff, students, alumni, consultants, sponsored identities, and all affiliated to Yale. And we have non-Yale people that we classified them as global, and these people basically are the ones that have opted for our email content and to our subscription list. And also, some of the non-Yale people have also been uploaded into the Yale Message using file uploads. The data exists in various sources, like People Hub, Banner, Workday, Hopper, and these are all fancy names. But Hopper is alumni data, Workday has Workday faculty information, Banner is students. And in order to effectively communicate with everybody at Yale, we need all those sources so that we can effectively communicate with them. Also keep the data in sync with Yale Message and monitor the changes, like for example, changes to student majors and job categories for staff and faculty affiliations and such. So the data sync happens every day, and departments can send their emails effectively to the right people. The next is I'm going to talk about how data gets from all these various sources and ends in the Yale Message, which is the Marketing Cloud. So we have all these various data sources: student data, faculty, People Hub, alumni, and all these data sources. The first step in getting the data over to the Marketing Cloud is to get into a middle layer, which is the Salesforce CRM. The reason we need a Salesforce CRM is to organize the data from all these various sources into a few objects, and then they can then be used effectively to create targeted email lists. And that's what's happening in the middle layer, where there's a mapping logic that happens, takes the data from all these sources and then pushes it into the relevant objects, and then using a software called Marketing Cloud Connect, we push the data from the middle layer to the Marketing Cloud. And once data reaches the Marketing Cloud, then we have to do further querying and filtering in order to get the data to the right audience, to the right departments. So an important thing I'd like to talk about is data security, to know who sees what. We have 130 plus 133 business units, and a business unit is essentially an area for a department to organize its data, its emails, and it's also a way for us to expose only the data that the business unit is supposed to see. So once we figure out what the business units need, we create lists, master lists for them, and they can further use those master lists to further filter them and send emails to their audience. Like for example, Yale YSM business unit, all they can see is the staff, students, and faculty belonging to the medical school. And we provide them with that list, and they can further take that list and then they can filter it and send emails to a subsection of that list. Like if they want to just send to students, they can do it. And also, the users assigned to business unit, a user can be assigned to just one business unit or multiple business unit, and that allows them to see only the data that they're supposed to see and the data that is available to those business units. And finally, data can be shared between business units. There's some pieces of information that multiple business units want to see, so there's a way to share data between them. So this way, we make sure the data is secure and people are allowed to see only the data that they're supposed to see. And next, I'll have Gloria talk about the different kinds of lists and its uses.
Hi, I'm Gloria Hoda. So one of the most important features, again, about this tool is the ability to do targeted communications. We can send very specific messages to very targeted lists, which we all want to do because no one wants too much email that doesn't apply to them. So we have 4 different ways of getting this information in, the lists. So we have a custom file upload, which is a list that you might have in your area. Maybe it's attendees to a conference or a meeting, an invitation to an event that you have. It's not in Yale systems anywhere else. The file upload is also used for what we call mail merge. It's called personalization. So you can have additional information on that file upload. Say it's a link for each person to go to take a survey. So you have an individualized link for each person, and then we can personalize that right in the message along with first name, last name, and anything else you have in that list. Right now we're up to 5,000 file uploads, and it's a good feature. Subscription lists are based on our subscription site, so you can have most of our newsletters are there. These lists allow people to unsubscribe from your message or subscribe. As an example, we have New Haven State Affairs, which have over 45,000 members on their lists. And the Yale Message clients can also add to their subscription list as well as remove people in case the people don't want to hit unsubscribe themselves. Our system of record lists are what Venkat talked about. What we have is the core baseline of all the sources of data, banner for students, faculty coming from Workday, people, staff, and alumni data. So we pull all of that information in, and now we can create a filter for each of your units. So the School of Medicine has a filter called School of Medicine People, and from that we build their lists for faculty, students, staff, and alumni. And we also can offer, again, the filter data extension capability to the individuals so they can filter their data even further. So it could be by class year or by major, and all kinds of details that we have available to you in the system of record. Again, data security, so you can only see what you're allowed to see. So the last source list is called a combination. It's a combination of the first one, system of record, and subscription. I'm going to use Yale News as an example. So Yale News pulls people, all people, students, faculty, staff, and alumni into one list. And when they send Yale News, you can unsubscribe. So there's a link at the bottom to unsubscribe. This does not affect your other lists of system of record, which stays intact for reasons you need to use that list for. So the value is that it does upload and update people based on their role and allows them to unsubscribe. And I'm going to introduce Alejandra, who's going to talk about analytics.
Thank you, Gloria. So I'll be talking about analytics. This is a great feature that you use to have visibility into your message subscribers activity. So this is kind of to see how many people are opening your message. Is your message being forwarded to others? And which part of your message is receiving the most clicks? All this data can help you create a targeted audience based on an expected behavior model. The tracking functionality provides you data details such as subscriber clicks, open behaviors, undeliverable messages, and inbox activity. And here's a quick glance of what that looks like. So this is an overview of the tracking functionality. This was an email that was sent from Yale News. Over here you can see the send performance. It provides you a number count of hard bounces, soft bounces, and block bounces. You might wonder what that is. A hard bounce is an email that's marked as invalid. It can be because that person already left Yale, is no longer here, or it can be maybe that email was misspelled. As you can see, it's hyperlinked, so you can click on it and view whether that email was misspelled and identify what those emails are and fix it. But if it was just marked as invalid, what Yale Message will do, it will just suppress the list of emails and they will no longer receive messages from you. A soft bounce is when a recipient's inbox is full, so it sends a message back to the sender. What Yale Message will do, it will try to send that email every 15 minutes for 72 hours. If the email keeps coming back to the sender, it will just mark it as a soft bounce. A black bounce is when an email server rejects the email because of filter issues, URL blocks, lack of authentication, and that's something that the Yale Message team keeps close, a keep look at it, just to make sure that all these emails are being delivered. Here you can see the inbox activity, so it gives you a number count of opens, clicks, forwards, conversations, surveys, if there was any, unsubscribes, and an engaged subscriber. So these are people who did not click on your email or did not even open the email. Over here it gives you a quick overview of the email that was sent. So if your email had any URLs, any links, it will provide you a click and activity rate for each of the hyperlinks that you had in there. That way you can recognize which part of your email had the most clicks. Another cool feature that we have is the reports functionality. Yale Message provides you a report catalog. Based on what you need, you can choose whichever you want. A quick example is the email performance by list report. So this was an email that was sent to over 10 different lists. And it provides you data analysis of each of the lists. So it will provide you a send count for each of them. This list had 1,184 people. It will tell you the bounce rate for each of them, the open rate for each of them, click-through rate for each of them, and unsubscribe rate. That's just one of the reports we have, but we have a lot more. Well, thank you for listening, and I'm going to pass it to Kim, who's going to talk about journey building.
All right, so now that many of our users have conquered email, we want to introduce you to a new automation tool. So Journey Builder allows you to create personalized journeys for your audience, and it features an automated drag and drop interface. A few use cases for Journey Builder are a welcome journey that you could use for a new employee orientation, an anniversary journey for a work milestone, or an abandoned cart journey when someone leaves something behind in their digital cart. Today, I'll be showing you how a journey could have been used to send an invite to this conference, send a scheduled reminder, and finally a follow-up email. You can set this journey up and it will run itself. Here's the journey laid out start to finish with emails in blue and time and engagement-based decisions in orange. First, we create a data extension with all the people we would like to invite to the conference. We will then set a schedule that can be modified to start on a specific date and time. or when you press the activate button on the journey. Next, we'll hit our first engagement split. The button you click in this email will push you down one of two paths. If you click sign me up, you'll remain in the journey and move down the path. If you click maybe next year, you'll be exited from the journey. The people that have signed up for the conference are now taken down a path to be reminded the day of the conference with details about the time and location. We've also deployed AmpScript here to provide personalized content for them, so you see my name's been inserted here. Our next engagement split will come after the conference, when we send a follow-up email to attendees inquiring about their interest and topics that they heard today. We've set this email up with 3 buttons, one for each topic. Depending on what the recipient clicks, they'll be sent down one of 3 paths and will receive a follow-up email from the group that they wanted to learn more from. After this, the journey is completed and all contacts will exit. So that is Journey Builder, a new feature, and that is our presentation. So we are open to questions.